Hey to everyone out there in Pomona, California and the surrounding area. I just wanted to go over a couple local SEO tips for you guys to help you get better visibility, hopefully outrank some of the competition in the Pomona area, and some good SEO best practices. Now, what I'm talking about here is getting ranked high in the local map pack. So if we go over to, I'll hop back over to this in a moment. If we go over and let's say we do a search for doctor in Pomona, California. This is what we call the local map pack here. Now, ideally, if you're a doctor, you want to rank up in one of these top 3 spots. Now, in order to get there, Google uses 3 or checks 3 different ranking factors in order to best list or get the most appropriate results in the top results. Now, what they are is relevance, distance, and prominence. So we're going to go ahead and go over all 3 of those things just to let you know some things you can do, some best practices to boost these 3 things to get you hopefully ranking in those top 3 spots. Now, relevance, this refers to how well a local business profile matches what someone is searching for. So that comes down to doing some good keyword research and make sure you're optimizing your Google My Business profile and your website as well for the types of searches that people are doing locally for your product or service. Now, this comes down to a couple things that I would encourage you to do. And I'll go ahead and use my Google My Business profile as an example just to show you guys. Now, one thing you want to make sure you optimize is your main business description. So this is the note that you put out that gives a little synopsis of what your business is, some of the strong points, why someone should choose you. And this is something that you want to make sure you get first off, get the right keywords in there, and you want to make this generally just good, robust content anyways. Don't put a bunch of fluff in there. Make the content quality. Also, because I'm a service provider, I have my services here as well. Now you want to make sure that you fill these out completely, get the right keywords in there as well. So basically, the more places that Google offers you to describe your business and what you have, you want to make sure that you're utilizing those. A lot of businesses don't put the simple time and effort into doing this, which is a big negative on their part. So I encourage you to do that. And as a little side tip, something you can do along with you should post regular photos of your business and your products and services. But also something you can do is you can geotag your photos, which actually has been shown through a bit of testing to help improve your local rankings. So let's get back over to here. Now, distance. So distance considers how far each potential search result is from the location term used in the search. So this is something you don't have too much control over, but basically how far you are from what the searcher is searching. So let's say, go back to our doctor's example. Now let's click in the map. So this is basically going to give us all the doctors, the most relevant doctors to Pomona. So basically the center of Pomona. Obviously, if you're searching for doctors in Pomona, you're probably not going to get doctors that pop up in San Dimas or Claremont or anything like that, because what Google is thinking is that you're searching from the heart of Pomona, so it wants to give you the most relevant results to how close you are. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, also to note here is depending on how competitive the market is will determine how big the search area generally is. So you can see that we have a lot of concentration here because there's a lot of actually doctors in Pomona. So they're going to be concentrated here. Now, if we do something like colleges, there's obviously not as many colleges as there are doctors in Pomona, so they're not going to be as concentrated as the doctors are. So this is something to keep in mind as well. So if you have someone, if you're looking for a coffee shop over near the Fairplex, you're probably not going to get a bunch of coffee shops that show up over near, towards Upland or Claremont or anything like that. So distance is something to keep in mind, but again, you don't have too much control over that. Now, this third one is prominence. Now, this can be takes a bit more effort to optimize. Now, this refers to how well a business is known. So obviously things like brand names and landmarks, museums, hotels, things like that are going to be much easier to show in local results. If someone's searching for a hotel in their area, probably a well-known brand name hotel is going to show up. Now, there are ways, if you don't have a strong brand name or anything like that, that you can also help build your prominence. Now, prominence is something that you can intertwine with domain authority. And this is how authoritative your website is in the eyes of Google. So this comes down to things like quality backlinks. When it comes to your local business, this is how many like quality directories you're listed on, citations, so meaning your name, address, and phone number, which all need to be accurate and consistent across all the directories where it's listed and shown, and on websites where it might be shown. So that's something you want to make sure that your address is listed the same across where all platforms and wherever it's listed at. Also reviews. So the more reviews and the more positive reviews you have, the better. And just a little side tip is that you want to make sure that you're responding to these reviews. A lot of people don't respond, and that is a negative ranking factor for local searches. So be sure to respond to your reviews. And again, just having good overall SEO best practices for your website. So you don't want low site speed. You want to have robust quality content. You have a bunch of dumb content on there that people get high bounce rates. They come to your website and don't want to be there anymore. That's a negative ranking factor. So just implement good SEO best practices for your GMB profile and your website. So again, you want to make sure that you have these three things in line: relevance, distance, and prominence. You optimize for those, you're going to do pretty well, and hopefully get you outranking the competition and get you high ranking in that local map pack. In the meantime, everyone, hope that helps a bit, and take care.